Do we hit through the ball on the backhand side? Absolutely not. Just like the forehand, all backhands, whether it's a slice backhand, a one-handed backhand, or a two-handed backhand, are circular rotational shots. And let's start off with the one-handed backhand. So the same advantages we have on the forehand, we have these same advantages when we execute the one-handed backhand. We do not want to push the ball forward, because this is going to result in a loss of control. So what needs to happen is that at contact with the ball, the hand and the arm need to start going around the shoulder across the body like this. This is true for flat backhands and topspin backhands. So on a flat backhand, the arm is going to go around the shoulder, but the tip of the racket is going to go forward like this. And on a topspin backhand, the tip of the racket is going to go more in a vertical fashion, but the arm still goes across and up the shoulder in this fashion. The advantage of this circular swing path on the one-handed backhand is that we can achieve much greater control, just like we do on the forehand. We can allow the ball to rotate more, because we're going to be going across the body with the racket, and therefore the ball will likely stay inside the baseline more. If I hit forward on the ball, not only am I losing control by pushing on the ball, I'm also losing power, because I'm disconnecting the ball from the body, and my arm is further extending away from my core, and I lose strength that way. So through the ball backhand like this will be greatly inferior to a backhand where the hand goes around the shoulder immediately at contact. The one-handed backhand has less rotation than any other shot in tennis, and this is due to the fact that the one-handed backhand is hit with a straight arm. And now from this position we cannot contract the arm backwards. It's a straight arm, and now in order to gain the circular swing path, we're going to have to help with the body. And what usually happens is the player will drop the front shoulder in the preparation phase. In addition to that, the player will slightly bend the front leg, and now the body will have a slight V shape in this angle. And now as this player makes contact with the ball, the front leg will straighten to accommodate this upward swing path, and also the player will then, the two-handed backhand is also a circular rotational shot. However, on the Pro Tour, the two-handed backhand is mostly struck with a flat trajectory, and this is due to the swing path. So on Djokovic, for example, his racket tip will point forward before it goes up like this. This is the case on majority of the two-handed backhands on tour. As you can see, to achieve this swing path, I'm going to lead the rotation with the right side of my body. So the right side will rotate and will make the tip go across and then back like this. Very few players have a topspin two-handed backhand, and some of the great topspin two-handers was Bjorn Borg and currently Rafael Nadal. They both have a topspin two-handed backhand where the tip of the racket is going more vertical than the other players. This is more difficult to achieve with both hands on the racket. But it's still a rotational circular shot. If we take a look at my upper body rotation, you can see that I'm going to rotate to accommodate this swing path to help the racket go up, across, and back like this. If a player tried to hit through the ball on the two-handed backhand, they would stop the rotation of the torso very suddenly, and both arms would need to extend forward. It would look something like this. The upper body rotation would have to stop and would have to further extend towards the target, and this is not something that you see on the Pro Tour, because this would drastically reduce the power and the control of the shot. Instead, what players do is they lead the rotation with their right side, and then the chest The slice backhand can be hit both ways, across and through the ball. And the through the ball slice backhand is an old school shot that Ken Rosewall used to hit. And it works okay to some degree. And it looks something like this. The player will start high and then stay sideways as the player makes contact, and then finishes forward like this. And this works. You can get underspin by going high to low on the ball, but again, you will drastically reduce the power of the slice. What the modern slice looks like, some of the great slice backhands of all time are Rafael Nadal and Roger Federer, and actually Novak Djokovic has improved his backhand slice dramatically in the last few years. And these three slices have a little different technical characteristics. However, they all go around the body in a circular fashion. The modern circular slice with the across the body swing path compared to the old school stay sideways and hit through the ball slice is that the modern slice backhand has a lot more variety and has a lot more power potential. There's many more things that you can do to the ball if you have your hand go around the shoulder this way. It's a lot easier to create side spin, it's a lot easier to create back spin, and most importantly, it's a lot easier to create power on the one-handed backhand slice, because we can apply the same principles that we do on the one-handed backhand and kind of get the power more from our torso and the back muscles, and the power potential is therefore much greater. So the old school slice looks something like this. The player will hit through the ball and stay sideways, and immediately I find it much more difficult to keep the ball short and get a low trajectory. If I hit across the body like this, it's a lot easier for me to generate power, underspin, and I can very easily get